Thank you very much for speaking to me today. First of all, how are you doing?
No, I'm good. I'm good. All good. I'm fit and in good shape.
Perfect. Now, I'd like to start just like talking a little bit about your childhood. So, you were born and raised in Dusseldorf in Germany.
Yes,
Your father's Lebanese and your mother's German.
exactly.
What was that like, kind of growing up with these two cultures mixed?
No, I think it was good because my dad came from Lebanon, and I think it's a good mix. I mean, my mom took care of school and all kind of things like that. But because my dad was only or just focusing on football.
Okay.
He was crazy. He was always training with me and my two brothers. Not to forget them. I have also two talented brothers, actually, and
Yeah.
I was playing with my older brother as
Okay.
well for a long time in the youth academy of Gladbach, Borussia Mönchengladbach, and
Yeah.
but my dad Lebanese, a little bit chaotic,
Yeah.
like everybody, but
Yeah.
just lovely, and it was good. It was a good mix, to be honest. Yeah.
And do you feel like you picked up a bit of German, a bit and Lebanese cultures together when you were growing up?
Yeah, exactly. No, it was like that. But the problem with the time, my mom got also more Lebanese, so
Oh. Yeah, she probably picked up.
she took everything over.
Yeah.
No, but it was good. It was a good experience, Also to see the other side. I mean, the family of my mom doing just, I mean, it was really good to see, like they were growing up normal. My dad came here with nothing, very poor. It's a totally different mentality.
Yeah.
So it's quite, it's so different. Two different worlds meet each other, but it was good for me.
And so, when you were growing up, was there a lot of Lebanese people around you?
No, to be honest, no, not really, because in that time, I think that there was a lot of Turkish people in Germany.
Okay.
So not so much Lebanese, but no, I didn't grow up with so much Lebanese people. And I don't know if my dad did this on purpose, but no,
But did you go back to Lebanon a lot when you were young?
Yeah, every summer for the 6 weeks, always, and I loved it. I
Yeah.
fell in love in this country, also with my family, and I miss them a lot, over the year, and I'm always happy and looking forward to go there in summer. So yeah.
Where did you go in Lebanon?
Most of the times to Trablus, there where,
Okay, yeah,
where my family is from. Yeah, where
Okay.
my dad is from, and
Who were the biggest influences on you when you were growing up in terms of trying to make it as a professional footballer?
I think when I believe that in life there are different periods. Like
Yeah.
I think when I was little, my dad was very, very important. He was very, very strict. Even I remember, like after the games in the youth, when I was really young, like 7, 8, and the game was not so good or we lost. He stayed with me and my brother after the game or training, and he still kept practicing with us. So
Okay.
it was quite it was good at the end. In this time you doesn't understand well because you are so young and sometimes you want to just play with your friends or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was good that my dad, he was very strict and he wanted to get out the best of us, and
Yeah, of course.
it was good. And I think later on, there was a coach in I mean, I believe also that everybody have his part, and I learned a lot. I was like a sponge, and I took everything. I took from everybody anything, even a little thing.
Yeah.
All my youth coaches, everything, but I think there was one coach like Horst Rubesch. He was in. I got him in the under 19 national team, and he was very important for me. Because with him I learned some different things. What was more important for the professional football? I mean,
Okay.
For my dad, I all this, you know, the mentality, the, you know, the mentality also to fight, you know.
Yeah.
Because I think also this is when you come from poorness,
Of
then
course.
you know how to survive, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is what I learned a lot from my dad. But later on, you need to learn more things, you know,
Yeah.
and you have to be disciplined. And this is even later in the professional football. I think it's more important than your talent, you know,
Yeah.
because your talent gets you there, but you know the discipline decides a little bit also if you stay there, you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah, of course.
So with this coach I learned a lot also, you know, that he teach me that, for example, simple things, that I have to take care of my body, I have to eat good, to sleep good, you know,
Yeah.
that I can perform better, you know. And
Yeah.
you know that I just can also, because sometimes when I was young, to be honest, I didn't understand it. I came to the first team, I was 17, and I had a good training or two good trainings, and the rest of the week I was tired because I was eating shit at home, you know.
Yeah.
This is the truth, you know, and this is what you have to learn. And then I was thinking, hey, come on, it's not possible that I have sometimes two good trainings, and the rest of the week I can't train on my top level because
Yeah.
I'm just not fit, you know. I get
Yeah,
tired
yeah.
very fast. And then I learned, you know, and to take care of my body, you know. And this is important, you know, that you perform all the week and all the year good, you know.
Yeah. And so in Germany, Germany is very known for developing young players. It's like a very strong development. And you were from a young age, Borussia Mönchengladbach and the German youth national teams. You went through all the age categories. Why do you think Germany is so good at developing young players?
I think because they know that, you know, they give good possibilities to the young generation, to the young kids, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, you can, you know, you can sign yourself in good clubs, you know, and you I mean, there are good facilities, you know what I mean. So,
Yeah.
and there's a good system, you know, also. So I remember, for example, when you play a lot of tournaments, you play, like, you know, when you were 13. I was living, for example, in Düsseldorf. I was playing for Gladbach. So the best kids come together and they play in the area of Gladbach.
Okay.
And then they, you know, this happened to all areas in Germany. And then you
Yeah.
play tournaments. And
Yeah.
then they choose, or they pick out, like, you know, they pick the best players out of that, you know, tournament. So this is a system, you know, they really have a system. And you know the development is just much better like that, you know, when you have
Yeah.
order, when you have a system, when you have organization, you know.
Yeah.
And that's basically the secret, in my opinion, you know.
Okay.
And it's a big country, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So, you know,
a lot of talent.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's also not easy, because many people think, yeah, in Germany it's much better and easier because you can do this and you can play there and you can, you know. But of course that's easier because the facilities are good, but they're also better and more
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
So it's more
So
difficult also to get out of them, you know.
yeah. Yeah. And you as a player, I don't know if it's fair to say that your style is a bit different to the typical German player. You're very dribbly, like good dribbler, very creative, like a lot of skill. Why do you think that is? Why is your style like that, in your opinion?
I think because, you know, I think because of the, you know, when you're small or when you're little, you watch professional football and
Yeah.
you choose your style. You like
Yeah.
something, you know. For example, when you watch Zidane or Ronaldinho, then you like them or you don't like them, you know. But
Yeah.
if you like them, and I liked it a lot, so I choose it, and then you try to imitate them on the street. So when
Of course.
you're young and when you're little, you're playing with your friends, and then you try to imitate them, and then you get your own style, you know. And I love that way to play always, you know. When you see Ronaldinho, Ribéry, you know, and this is amazing, you know. For me, that's why the people go to the stadium and pay money for, you know.
Yeah. Of course.
So yeah, and I think that's a little bit the secret. For example, look at Holland, you know. I mean, the list is long of great players, you know, and also they have good skills. They have great technique, you know. This is because of the street football. They go on the street and they play football there, you know. And for me, the street is the best teacher, or the best possibility to learn football.
Yeah, and so why so you started to make it at Borussia Mönchengladbach. You played the first team a little bit, and then you moved to Ajax. Why did you choose that? Like, it's not a very common choice.
Yeah. First of all, I was at the under-21 national team, and I played the European Championship. And
yes, I
after
remember.
that, Ajax called me.
Okay.
And, you know, to be honest, I said it many times also in Germany that, you know, at this time I had also other offers, you know, also for more money or better salaries, you know, but I choose that because I was sure that this is better for my career, you know. This makes me a better player, and I will develop much better in Ajax because I love the style that we're playing, you know, the attacking football, the pressing, you know, and it was just, you know, Ajax is known for that, you know. So that was the most important why I went there.
And do you think that their style actually maybe suited you better than when you were playing in Germany?
Yeah, definitely, yes. Because in a young age, you know, you just, especially, you know, now I'm 27, I understand more and better, I think. But when you were young, you just want to play football, and you want to play attacking football, you know. You want to have, you know, a lot of actions. You just want to, you know, to show your qualities, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And in this time when you're 20, you just think about attacking football, and Ajax is like the best example in the world for attacking football, you know, for just free football, you know. The people go in the stadium and they are like, you know, when you win and you play bad, they are ashamed, you know. And also sometimes when you lose or you play draw but you played a fantastic game, they are happy because they just want to see good football. And this is what was a pleasure for me.
And would you say that the season 2016-2017, you became a very important part of the team. You guys made it to Europa League final. Would you say that was like really when you were starting to hit your, like, I don't know, I don't want to say like your best season, but maybe like up there, like the season where really you made that big impact?
Yeah. From outside, you are right, but I think always about myself, you know. And I think about to get better. And when you know, when you're young, I decided to make that step because I want to play football. And you know, in this season, of course, I was very good and I felt very good, but you know, also we had a good team, we had good players, you know. I was not alone there. Of course, it was when we talk about success, it was my best season, that's true. But you know, I think that in my career I learn always, you know. And there's always, like, also in Naples I had a good year after my injury. The games I made, I felt even better than in Ajax, to be honest. You know, I felt better in shape than in Amsterdam. But in Amsterdam, sometimes in life it looks more easy and it looks so successful, and then the people think, oh, this is the best season. But I don't believe so, you know. I think also the season after before Ajax, the first season was also very good for me, and it was important because if I didn't have that season, I didn't get the second season so strong. You know what I mean? So for myself, I see every season or every step in my career is important, you know. You know, but of course you are right. You play football for success, and if we talk about success, it was the ultimate. It was a good season, you know.
Yeah, and you played for a coach, Peter Bosch. At the time, what was that like? What was he like with you?
Sorry, how was it?
What was he like with you, and how did he help you?
Oh yeah. You know, I think every coach helped me a lot, but he I think what was good to be honest, I didn't have to defend so much to defend,
Okay.
in this year, because we played very high, and our defense, we had a really fast defense, like with Davinson Sanchez, with Matthijs de Ligt, we had really strong defense.
Yeah.
And in this season, he decided, or he want to play a football where the attackers or the team stays very high, and that we, he want to make always how you say, spectacle, like he wants to make something nice of every game. So that means he wants to win. He rather win 5-2 or 5-3 than to win 1-0 or 2-1 or something, So for me, that helped me a lot. I had a lot of actions, a lot of dribblings. I felt very good, In this year, I had also the most successful dribblings in the Europe League.
Yes, I remember.
But this is the reason because the coach decided to play like this, But this is football. Sometimes I had also in Gladbach, I had a coach like Favre. I had to defend in young years also more, So, of course, in this year, my quality came more out,
Yeah.
That was very good for me, for myself, but yeah, this is actually what I got a lot from Peter, So
yeah. And so when you got to the Europa League final, that was like obviously a really big game. What is it like preparing for this game? This kind of game, is it different than the regular game?
Yeah, it's totally different because you have just one game. Before, to be honest, we made, for sure, we played a great season. We played great football. The people were so happy about it. And so positive. It was so nice because in the city, I went sometimes. I made a walk, and the people, they came to me and say thank you. Because they enjoyed so much the football of Ajax.
Yeah.
But in one game, it's different because it's more a tactical game. It's not a nice game. Against Manchester. To be honest, it was the most ugly game I ever played,
Okay.
Also, Mourinho was defending,
Yeah.
very, tactically.
Yeah, I remember. I watched the game.
Yeah, and it was so ugly, And this is different because it's just one game. Before, we had always like 2 games. So in Amsterdam, when we played at home also, yeah, we just killed everybody.
Yeah.
And away we had also like our problems because Ajax is a team what was, they are proud of their style and philosophy. So what you will never see is that Ajax will change their system for something.
Okay. Yeah.
So that means maybe in the final it was better to to defend a little bit, to stay in the back a little bit and wait. But this is not Ajax. We said, or Peter or the coach or the club said, no, we have to attack. Yeah, and that was good. I think that was good for Manchester. So they defended and they did well. So yeah, it was an ugly game, just one game.
And so after that, you were rewarded. You got called up to the German national team.
Yeah.
Did you expect to be called up at that time?
Yeah, I to be honest, not. Yeah, it was. Yeah, of course, it was a big surprise, and I was very happy. But yeah, in the media, I could see it. You could see it a little bit.
Okay.
I was going to the Europa League final. I was yeah, in this year also Löw, he wanted to invite some new players, because they won the World Cup 2 years before.
Yeah.
And I knew that, so of course I saw a little bit my chance,
Okay. Yeah.
because when you play a year like that, and when you play with Ajax a great season, then of course you hope a little bit for the invitation, to the national.
Yeah.
But still, it was a great or big surprise. Yeah.
And how big is the step up? Because you played all the youth teams. How big is the step up when you're actually at the first team?
To be honest, it was the Confederation Cup I played was like, there was a lot of young players. So
yeah,
I was actually with a lot of players I played with in the youth.
Yes.
In the youth national team. So, but still, we say now that I played with them in the youth national team, but there were players like Emre Can, who was playing for Liverpool,
yeah,
Ter Stegen in Barcelona. It's still amazing players.
Yeah.
So Yeah, it was, of course, the step is different, but to be honest, in this year we had also a great level at Ajax, really high level. We had Davinson Sanchez, who was playing in Colombia. We had some good national players. We had Bertrand Traoré, a great player, really, and Hakim Ziyech from Morocco, and some very, very good players. Also, Davy Klaassen was in good shape in this year, and yeah, but the level, of course, in the national team is very high.
But and what about in terms of pressure? Like, how is that different? Do you feel like the pressure when you go with the national team?
No. Of course, it's difficult to say because I was not really nervous, to be honest.
Okay.
It's different because you had a lot of confidence, especially in this year. So you went to the Europe League final, you made the game against Manchester United, and I felt very good, I felt in good shape. So I was not really nervous. I was more happy and looking forward to go there, So actually not, no.
And what was it like what was that tournament like, being part of that?
Yeah, it was amazing, really. It was really amazing to be. We had a great team, great guys, really. It was a good atmosphere, It was really a good team, and the level was good, and like also with Joshua Kimmich, it was amazing to be part of that, because you learn also, You get more complete, you get again a different idea of football, You play against Mexico, against Chile, against Cameroon, and this is fantastic,
Yeah.
And a great experience for life, So,
And how did it feel to score against Mexico in the semifinal?
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's just great. But like I said, with this kind of players, they sometimes they make they make everything looking easy, you know what I mean? So it's good, great to play with that kind of players, because they are just, they play for each other, they know the tag of themselves, you know what I mean? They are so professional,
Yeah.
So actually, to be honest, the most difficult part is to come there. If you're there, it gets more easy because they are so good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why the people think sometimes, if I could, also my dad sometimes, if I play there, it's easy, Yeah, but you have to come there.
Yeah.
And I was training 21 years for that, to come there and fight there. So, yeah.
And winning the Confederations Cup, was that like, maybe, was that your best moment in your career?
If you win something like that, and if you win a trophy, afterwards you think always about the whole way you made. It was a fantastic moment, but then you remember all the effort and all the suffering you did to come there.
Of course.
So of course it's the best moment, but you will always remember your first goal and all the trainings nobody saw. What brings you there, So that's quite easy.
The moments that lead up to it, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Also, when I come to my parents and I to my parents' house, when I visit them, I see the pictures, and then I think always about everything what brings me there,
Yeah. And right now, do you still talk to Joachim Löw every now and again? Are you still in contact with him? Or?
Yeah, I was in contact. I'm in contact with the assistant coach, with Oliver Bierhoff sometime, but not with Löw at the moment. No. I'm focusing on the guys who are there, and yeah.
But you are in contact with like the coaches and the.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and you moved to Napoli that summer, but before that, in January, you were supposed to move, and then something happened. What exactly was the story there?
Yeah, there was a lot of written and a lot of saying in the newspaper, and I decided to be quiet always because because to be honest, I doesn't care about the media.
Okay.
I doesn't care about it. there was a lot of disagreement, you know, between Ajax and Naples also, and actually it was not a big story, and of course they made it bigger than it was, you know.
Okay.
Actually, there was nothing, not a really big story, because otherwise I wouldn't have gone there in summer, you know.
Yeah.
So in winter they made a big story, and also ugly. They were writing a lot of ugly things, but to be honest, I doesn't care, because I know this.
It doesn't affect you at all?
No, to be honest, no, because I know that it's like that, you know. The media will always, they can say what they want, they can write what they want, and it's you know, it's not my tag to comment that. I'm a football player and I just play football, you know.
Yeah.
You know, now I come to Germany, and when I played the first 3 games, and I played some good games when I was substituted, when I came in the games, they wanted to talk again with me, and they are so happy and everything, you know. So football is like that, you know. If they want to write something good, they are so happy, they laugh, and when they want to write a bad story, they do that anyway. So at the end, I cannot affect them, you know. So
okay.
But that was actually the story, you know. Also the clubs, they didn't have the agreement. I was there, I did the medical check, and the clubs didn't had agreement about the signing fee, about the transfer fee. And that was actually the story. So
and so you ended up going to Napoli in the summer. Why did you choose Napoli?
I choose it was 2 years ago. So I was playing 2 years in Naples, so Napoli, and I decided to go there because you know, when you have an offer from a big team like that, you want to take the challenge, you know. Of course, it was very difficult, but again, you know, you play with one of the best players in the world, you know, like Dries Mertens, Insigne, Callejon, a lot of good players, you know. And for me, it was the best experience in life, you know. And I will be always proud that I can say I was there and I played there with that kind of players, you know. On the other side, I could say also, hey, I stayed there for 5 years, and, you know, close your eyes and get your money. But now I decided to play again football. But this is what I meant with before when I said in football they are parrots.
Yes.
And in this moment, I felt like, no, you have to take the challenge, and I want to go there. And that's it, basically.
And what makes Napoli as a club so special, as a place?
I think Napoli is first of all, it's a great city. It's also, for me, it was good because I learned another language.
Yes.
And Napoli is, you know, it's a historical place. I mean, Maradona played there, you know.
Yeah, of course.
That's already enough history. And that place is just fantastic, you know, to play football. It's they play fresh football, good football, attacking football, you know, with a lot of good players, you know, really quality players, and it was amazing to play with them.
And do you really, when you go there, do you feel the history immediately? Do you feel that? Is there like a feeling?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody have a picture at home or in the restaurant from Maradona.
Okay, yeah.
You know, or the whole city is like a supporter of Naples, you know.
Yeah.
It was amazing, you know. It was crazy, you know. And also when we won the trophy, the cup.
Yeah.
Fantastic in this city, you know. All the people, they are so proud of you, and just amazing.
And so you said there's always like periods in the career. You didn't play as much. You had a bit of an like injury problem. But how much do you think you actually learned from that experience?
Yeah, a lot, because, you know, it's easy to talk about the good moments, you know, and I don't like actually to talk about so much about the good moments, but because I really appreciate more the bad moments, you know, because then you have time to reflect, you know. But to be honest, I think the good thing is that I really doesn't care about what the people say. This is the most important, because you will never make all people happy. This is what.
Yes, of course.
believe me, you will never make them sacrifice, or get their, like, yeah, how do you say, yeah, you will never get the happiness of everybody, so I doesn't care. I train very hard. I train every day, and I want to try to take the maximum out of my life and of my career. And if the people like it or not, I doesn't care, because I have to like it. When I stop with my career, I want to watch in the mirror and say, hey, Amin, you did the best out of it, and finish,
Yeah.
So even the injuries, they were good for me. And I am thankful also for that, because sometimes maybe I did too much, or I trained too much and I got an injury. But I know what, I know the best for myself,
Yeah.
And even I didn't play, sometimes maybe I did the wrong decision sometimes, I don't know. Maybe the people say, hey, maybe he should have, not gone to Naples, but I felt like to do that. And when I do a mistake, I want to do it by myself at the end also.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
That's basically how it is,
And so over there you had Ancelotti as a coach. What was he like as a coach?
Yeah, Ancelotti was good. He was a good guy, a good person, a real gentleman, was a good coach. And also his son was his assistant coach. And yeah, good guys, really. I learned also a lot. And when I came back from the injury, he gave me all the time, to recover also. And also I played, under him. I played a lot. A lot the first season. And no, he really gave me a lot of calmness, and I felt very comfortable with him.
Yeah. And so in terms of like the coaches you've had in your career, which coach would you say got the best out of you?
That's really difficult to say, to be honest, because everybody gave you something,
Yeah.
But okay, let's do it like that. When I could choose what I like the most, or or which style I like the most, or which one I prefer, then I would choose, I think, Peter Bosz.
Okay.
Because I like that. I liked how he did it, and how he let us play football. Also, it was amazing. It was really good. He went we went to every game, and he was always saying, hey, we focus on our strength and our like qualities, and we go there and we will beat everybody. He didn't care so much about the opponent. Today we are like, I know that it's part of the game. Today you have you analyze a lot of times the whole week you analyze the opponent of the next game, and he was not like that. He said, no, I doesn't care. We do it our way, and I doesn't care against who we play.
Okay.
If we do it how we do it always, and if we press high and we win our duels, and and if we score a lot and we take our chances, we will be better anyway. So I like that style, to be honest.
Yeah. And how would you compare like the leagues that you played in? So Bundesliga, Serie A, and Eredivisie.
Yeah. I think the Bundesliga is very physically very strong, and yeah, that's basically the biggest quality of that competition. And yeah, I would say the Eredivisie is totally different, because yeah, if you see all the good players who played there, it's amazing. Technically, it's one of the best in the world, really.
Yeah.
Fields and everything. Maybe
Yeah.
it doesn't run so much like the other competitions, and it's more open because they try to attack always.
Yeah.
But if you see all the forwards, good forwards, the attackers, we have a lot of good forwards, which were playing in Holland in the Eredivisie. So yeah, it's a special league, to be honest. Yeah, and I would say the player which is technically very good he should always choose for the Eredivisie or for Holland, you know.
Yeah.
It's a big quality of that league. And the Serie A is different. It's also, I think, physically it gets better. Also, not the same level like Bundesliga, but it gets much better. And also technically, it's amazing. They are so good players. A lot of good Brazilians, South Americans. The teams are very good, you know. And I like that league, to be honest. It's not so easy to play there, and yeah, it's tactically they are very good. They're good in defending, in the defense, and now they got also more open. I think it's not like many years ago. They are also now attacking a lot. They are scoring goals a lot, and the Serie A is very strong. And it's, you know, it's a man league. A lot of older guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a league where you get mature.
Yeah.
Get tough.
And just would you say it's harder to be an attacker in Italy?
Yeah, much harder. Yeah. I think every goal there you make counts double in the other leagues, you know. So, yeah, no, to be honest, yes, because believe me, they are defending very well, you know, and and it's quite tough, you know, to score goals there.
Yeah, and so obviously you've talked about the all the good teams and the good leagues you played in. Who would you say is the best player you played with so far?
Oh, the best player. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of good players I played with, you know. Also now in Naples, you know, like Dries Mertens, he's amazing, but also Joshua Kimmich, you know, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Dante was good, the defender of Gladbach, and then in Bayern, there were really a lot of good players. For me, to be honest, if we talk about talent, the most gifted player or the most talented player was Mesut Özil I played with. He was the best. He was just the best. He was on the ball. He's just amazing. His touch is good. His first touch is always perfect, you know. He see things nobody see around him. So sometimes he play a ball to you that you even can't imagine that the ball can come there. But he's always finding a solution. It's an amazing player, really.
And who would you say is the best player you played against?
Against is I think I think I have to you know, if you take I was young in Gladbach and I played against Robben, Ribéry. They were so good, but I think the best was also Thiago was amazing. Mane was great in Liverpool. He's great. But I think Thiago is the best player I played against. Thiago he's the best.
And so now I want to ask you a question. I know a lot of people will want to know, because there was a lot of talk that the Lebanese FA spoke to you at some stage. Is that true?
You mean at the moment?
No, or like at any point in your career, that the Lebanese Football Association talked to you to try and get you to join?
I remember when I was very young that Theo Bücker called me when I was in the under-21 of Germany. He called me and he asked me to join the Lebanese national team. But he understood also that when there was the chance, or I was playing for Germany, even the under-21, he understood that I preferred that, you know. And you know, I love Lebanon really a lot and so much, but you know, I doesn't want to make an emotional decision, you know. And I grew up in Germany also, you know. So for me, it's a little bit different, you know. Also, my dad, he said always to me, it's your decision, you know. You have to make it. But of course, the Lebanese federation, they talk to me and they ask me. But I felt, still when there is a chance to play for Germany, and then I will choose for Germany, because many people would say that, of course, I maybe he just choose for that because of his career or whatever, But at the end, the fact is I'm also a German. I grew
of course.
in Germany, and I think even I felt a little bit sorry, and I was thinking sometimes at home, to do that, to play for Lebanon, because I'm really in love with this country and everything. But at the end, I choose for Germany, and I didn't want to make an emotional decision. So
Yeah.
But
do you sometimes think like, what if I had chosen Lebanon instead?
Yeah, of course, because I believe that Lebanon have fantastic and great players,
Yeah.
But something in my stomach or in my feelings said always, hey, no, it's maybe not the right decision,
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't explain things. It's just a feeling.
It's a gut feeling.
Exactly, and it's difficult to explain. But of course, a lot of times I was thinking, to play for that country, Yeah, I follow Lebanon all the time. I have contact to some players also. And I was very happy. I'm a supporter of that country, so I get always goosebumps when I see them, when I see them playing. Also at the Asia Cup, I wish them all best, all the best of luck. I text always also the Dodo Mohammed Youssef. We have good connection. So
And so you mentioned the Asian Cup. Did you watch some of the games? Did you manage to watch some of the games, or did you follow?
All the games.
Oh, okay.
When I have time, I also watch I watch also a lot of qualifying games before the playoff games.
Okay.
And I really enjoy watching them, because I think there's a lot of talent, and of course the Asia Cup was also for that country, for the players, it was a great experience. I mean, they played against really good teams. Also Qatar was very strong.
Yeah.
But it was sad a little bit because I felt that there was more possible. But But okay, at the end, it was a fantastic experience, for them.
And so there's a lot more. I don't know how aware you are of this, but there's more and more young Lebanese players in Europe, like big clubs. What do you think the Lebanese FA can do to try and attract these players to play for them instead of countries in Europe?
I think that maybe the Lebanese national team or football in Lebanon have to get more attention also.
Yeah.
I think I to be honest, it's okay. It's good that we have a lot of good players abroad, but I believe also that we have a lot of talent in the country.
Yeah.
For me, it starts at home,
Okay.
not outside. So first we should talk about Lebanon and in the country, and we have, if they develop more, if they create more facilities, more possibilities to get out more talent, more, the maximum out of the young guys. I believe that we have a lot of young, good, talented players,
Yeah.
And outside, of course, I mean that it stays always. It will be always a possibility, at the end. But I believe it when the football in Lebanon gets better, it gets more attractive also for the players abroad,
Yes.
So first you have to make it really attractive for the players outside, that they say, oh, we would love to come to Lebanon, that they ask by themselves to come to Lebanon, actually.
Okay. I see.
This is what I believe,
Yes. And so when you went back to Tripoli a few years ago, you went and visited Ijtimai. You have like a connection there. Like, what is the story behind that?
My dad was playing there.
Okay.
Exactly, and also it's a lot of friends of mine. They are from Ibbe or Kubbe. They play there.
Yeah.
or the coaches, or the guys who are like the board of the club. They are friends of us, of our family, and so I love to go there and to visit the guys. Many years ago we did also a little tournament with some kids in Ibbe. It was on a small pitch, little pitch. It was amazing. For me, it's always a pleasure to come there and to see the kids and the guys.
Do you think maybe there's a chance, like maybe towards the end of your career, that you play in Lebanon?
Yeah, I think so. Why not? I would love, to be honest. Or maybe I don't know. You never know in life, but why not? Or maybe at the end of my career, or even after, as a coach or whatever,
Yeah.
Because I would love to help Lebanon to develop, because I believe that it's about mindset, about you have to change just some things, and I believe there's a lot of potential and talent in this country. This is what I believe, but you have to make it the right way, in the right way, and you have to be professional. I think this is also the most important. And I believe that I play football for such a long time now, and I saw many talents. They didn't made it, and why? It's because they were not professional enough sometimes.
Yeah.
Because at the long term, the discipline will always beat the talent.
Yeah.
And I think combined discipline with talent, who wants to beat you?
Yeah.
So this is what I really suggest, and I would love to bring in Lebanon,
Yeah.
Professional, to be professional.
There is an interesting connection between Germany and Lebanon. Like if we look back, I mean, you mentioned Dodo. Reda Antar also played in Germany. You had Theo Bucker, who was the coach. Even Matu, now the captain, he grew up in Germany. So why do you think there's such like a strong connection?
I think because, like I said, it's when you have talent, you get there. But I believe also, because when I talk to Dodo, we have really good talks because we are on the same level, and he got there because he was very disciplined. That's why he got the captain of a German Bundesliga club. You didn't get captain when you're just strange guy or whatever, or when you just.
And it's very rare. It's very rare for someone to come from Asia and be captain.
Exactly, but at this moment, I believe that the club saw him as an example. They saw him as a professional, and that's why they choose to be captain. And that's why he's now a good example, and also he's in the national team, and he's responsible for these kind of things. And I hope that he can change a lot. And like you said, I think that but I think it's still not so much, because just Rida, Dodo, and Matuk. Okay, he was playing in the Arabic countries, but I think that it could be more,
Yeah.
And I think these are small things, because like I said, sometimes I went there to Lebanon. I love to play on the small field, and then sometimes I see boys and young guys. They are so good,
Yeah.
But sorry to say that, but sometimes they are not smart enough, They have to be disciplined,
Yeah.
Sometimes I went to Trablus to the training. Also, I trained there. The guys come too late. I know that they have other problems, in life, but you have to make choices. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So some guys are complaining. They say, we want to be a professional. We want to make it to abroad Lebanon. We want to make it to Asia, to I don't know, to Dubai, to the Emirates, or to Germany, or to Europe.
Yeah.
But this mindset, you doesn't get there.
Yeah.
So if you come too late, you have to understand that in Germany it's like that. When you doesn't do it, there will come somebody else who do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's quite simple.
Yeah.
It's tough or hard to say, but this is the fact and this is the truth. So the most important is that they learn to be honest to themselves. You know?
Yeah. And given that you play for Germany, do you kind of hope that maybe you can set that example for Lebanese kids and kind of inspire them? Given that you play for Germany and you've had this career that you're having, do you hope to kind of set an example and kind of inspire Lebanese kids to actually be more ambitious, more disciplined?
For sure, because I'm a person who would love to see more and more and even more successful Lebanese than me, you know, because I believe that, because you know I think you know, at the end I think it's the most difficult part, you know, but I would love to be an example for them and I would love to help them, but at the end it's up to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To settle goals, to settle dreams, but then also to be ready to go the whole way, you know, with injuries, with frustration, you know, because I believe that at the end football, or especially in this world I am now, or I am into for many years, it's about frustration, you know, how to deal with frustration, you know, and the guy who can deal more and more with that, he will stand up at the end and he will be there at the top.
Yeah. And so you mentioned like how you were friends with a lot of the guys in Trablos. You're friends with like Omar Zinedine, for example, and other players. Do they talk to you sometimes about Lebanese football? Do they tell you like stories that?
Yeah, of course, a lot, and I'm, you know, also him. You mentioned him, Omar Zinedine. Also, he played also in Malaysia, I think.
Yes.
Was there?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, and I know that it's really tough in Lebanon, and they tell me a lot, you know, and I see that also, you know, that there's a lot of going on and not so much. When you talk about professional or. Yeah, it's not really professional, or they miss still a lot, you know, and it's of course tackle. I think this is the part of the federation or the country to, you know, to like I said before, you know, to put more attention and to make the football there more attractive, you know. And of course it costs money, but I believe that at the end it will pay off, you know. Because I know that, look at the system of Ajax, for example, Ajax Amsterdam. They, of course, they made this, or they created this in many years, but they started also like from nothing, you know what I mean? So, and the philosophy, you know, I think the most important is that you have a philosophy, an idea, and you follow that one. Even you get sometimes beaten or you lose or whatever, you fall down. You have to follow your vision, your philosophy, and your idea. And then I think you will always succeed at the end, you know? And I think this is what Lebanon have to understand. And then even as a small country, but look at Holland and Belgium. They are like one of the smallest countries in the Europe. But when you talk about football and a vision and philosophy, they are one of the best, you know, to create players also, you know. A small country, Holland, with 16 million people, of course, much more than Lebanon, but still a small country in Europe. So, and they are still one of the best. So it's not about, you know, we are small. It's about the philosophy, the idea, and the vision, you know, you have.
And so now you're 27 years old. Do you feel like all your experiences and everything you've learned now can help you really, for the rest of your career, really have like reach like the best level that you can?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yes. Definitely. I made a lot of experience. I played with a lot of good players, and everything made me better, you know, as a human, and as a player also, you know. So I am very happy, you know. I am very happy with the way I went and the steps I made, and I am really happy about that. And I'm just looking forward, you know. For me the most important is to play football, you know, and to get a better player every day, you know, to get out the maximum of myself, you know, to train hard every day. I go in every training and say I have to be the best today, you know, and then you get better, you know, and this is what I love, you know.
Yeah. And so now, what are your main targets now for like the near future?
To get better every day.
Okay.
Now, because really, this, you know, of course, when you're little, you have dreams, but if you focus on every day, just every day, to be better, at the end, you know, if you multiply this, you know, say that like that,
yeah, like if you add it up,
then you will succeed, you know, because I cannot say when I will win a trophy, you know. I won the first trophy with 24 in a Confederation Cup. I think 24. I was 24.
24.
Yeah, so it got me like, you know, I started football with 4 or 5 years old. So it took me 20 years to go there, you know, to come there. So important is to focus on every day, and then I think the trophies or the win, it will follow, you know.
And are you still hoping to play more for the German national team? I know that I started reading that there's a little bit of talk. Some people maybe.
You know, now I play in the Bundesliga again. I play more, you know, and of course it's you know, if you play here in the Bundesliga and when you make it good and you play good and in your good level, of course you will be always subject, or you will be always a solution even for the national team, you know. And they will talk about you more. You're more in focus again, you know, in the Bundesliga in Germany. I feel that from the first day I came here, you know. I came to Frankfurt and I felt already, you know, you're back home, and the people are talking, you know, more and Amin is back, and you know, for them it's more, you are closer again, and Italy is a little bit far for them.
Yeah. Okay. That's all my questions. Thank you so much again for talking to me.
Yeah, no. For me, it was a pleasure also.
Yeah.
I hope you get better players than me even.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best.
No, thank you for you too, my friend.
Thank you. Bye.